What do you guys see? Okay. Bet. Trying to make sure it looks good on here too. Yep. Word. Okay. So let's get into it. When the market opened, we obviously had this huge fucking gap up. And for me, what you guys have seen from me lately is I've been saying that, okay, the VWAP strat has been working, guys. I don't know if you've been back testing it yourself, if you've been keeping it in mind and peeping it. That shit works. So on a 5-minute time frame, we had the gap up. We kept retesting, and I'm gonna actually go to ES because that's where I originally took my trade. We kept testing VWAP, and we could not break below it. And guys, literally I entered right here, and I had my stop below, like once we made this push up, I put my stop below this wick. I got stopped out by a point. What do we know? We had a gap up. We tried to test VWAP. If we go to Bookmap to where we can see the volume from the original gap up, do you guys see how much just selling is going on right here? Do you see this just mass amount of selling that's trying to push the market down? Notice this is at our VWAP level. So we already have in mind, okay, the 5-minute candle opened green. We had a huge gap up. We're most of the time not going to fill the gap. And now we're trying to sell. The big red bubbles are a lot bigger than the green bubbles. And I was like, okay, we also, if I zoom in, we hit this passive order. So we had a buyer defending, supporting price in this range. So you add these three things in your mind, and I'm saying, okay, we're likely going to bounce up off this. I got in. You're late. I'm recording, bro. I literally just started. Just talking about how when we gapped up our 5-minute VWAP strat, we have that in mind. When we go to the charts, there's all this selling going on at VWAP, so it's supporting our original analysis that we had a green gap up, or a green 5-minute candle. We are supporting VWAP. We're staying above it. We have all this selling here at VWAP, and it's not moving the market down. We have a passive buyer defending price here, and look at this, bro. It fucking shot up, man. I got stopped by 1 fucking point, dog. I should have taken one trade. I should have taken one trade tonight and been done. But it's okay. Also, Asia just opened, so we get to see how that goes too. I don't know if you guys are still trading. After that original gap up, I wasn't gonna chase. I've gotten a lot better about being disciplined, and I've told myself, like, hey, more entries will come. Like, we are just gonna sit and wait. These setups will come. And so when I was on Bookmap, I said, okay, this huge gap up, we hit a passive seller and trended through it. So I don't know if you guys ever see this. When there's like a passive seller, you're kind of looking to play reversal first, because you're like, what if we have all this buying at a passive seller and then we reject? Well, what happened was we hit the passive seller with 100 more, a positive delta of 100 on NQ or on ES, and we pushed up off of it. So to me, I see that as this buyer is going to defend price. He is the ultimate guy, or this group of people absorbed all this selling and literally moved the market up off of it. So everybody that placed sell orders here is now completely underwater. And so I kept looking for areas to enter, and I saw there was a low volume node here. But if we were looking at the recording, it was 60.15 to 60.16 was a zero print. So what did I do once we hit this high? We hit this high, all this aggressive buying at the highs at a passive seller, but didn't move up. Here's what happened. I shorted. And my target was right here, 60.15 to 60.16. So I shorted down, we started consolidating, and so I got out. That got me a little bit of profit, and I was okay with it at that point. I was like, you know what? I was at break even. Now I just secured like $260. More setups are gonna come. Eventually, what area did I have marked out, guys? I said 60.15 to 60.15 to 60.16. And it's also a fair value gap. And now let's go to Bookmap. We had so much selling in this range. I'll pull up the recording later, or you guys probably saw it too. This was a zero print. There was no selling in this range. And now once we came down to this area, every selling attempt, I mean, there's just mass amounts of selling going on at this range. I said, okay, we are supporting this low volume node created from this aggressive buyer who pushed the market up. It looked the same on NQ, which is, I did take some trades on NQ. Same thing. We had this huge buyer who created the move up. We have this low volume node down here, but this is the same low volume node that we marked out on ES. And same story, guys. Same things going on. Just mass amounts of selling. But we weren't going down. So I'm saying, okay, the buyer that on ES and NQ created this mass move up is now supporting price in this range. It's not a low volume node anymore because sellers came in and filled orders. But look, I know Asia just opened, so anything could happen. We kept rallying off of it. So on ES and on NQ, and ES looks a little weaker than NQ right now. I longed twice, got stopped out. Was like, fuck. Today I just kept getting stopped out at break even. Went to NQ, got stopped out one more time, and then said, fuck it. We have defended this area 4 times. I'm going to long this shit again. And I know that may be like, okay, you're not using good risk management. My stops are at break even, so the risk management's fine. I wish I only took 2 trades instead of 7, but once again, this area of low volume is just being defended by this buyer that created this move. And so we had a rally up, and it looks like I got out right at the highs. So a radical Asia session, but I'm up $415. I'm fine with that. If I have to take 7 trades to only make $400, it's fine. I should have only taken 1 trade, you know? I should have only taken 1 trade because our VWAP strat worked. Literally, we had this candle move up. I said, okay, we're wicking below it, but we're not able to move the market any lower. We're defending it on Bookmap. There's a passive buyer that's absorbing it. We know that the 5-minute candle closed green. So chart analysis is right. Bookmap analysis is right. But you can wick below VWAP and still shoot up. So my stop is too tight, and I put my stop to break even. But if I would have just taken this 1 trade and got out up here, I'd be done for the day after 1 trade. Now I did short the high. That was cool. And it wasn't just me guessing that we were going to go lower. Once again, let's talk about why I really shorted it, because I want this to make sense. After the push up, we created the zero print in the low volume node. So I'm thinking in my head, we're going to retrace to this low volume node. I just now need confirmation that we're going to go lower. And for me, it was hitting this little passive buyer with aggressive, or passive seller with aggressive buying, and we didn't move up. So for me, if I would have got stopped out, I would have lost $75. But I'm saying that is the first time this whole session that we've had a bunch of buying at the highs. Once again, this is more selling at the lows than aggressive buying at the highs. This was more buying at the highs that didn't cause the market to move up. That's a high quality short to me. That's a high quality short. And so it worked out. It worked out. What's price doing right now? It's kind of just we're in this range. And sometimes you just have to recognize when not to trade, right? We're sitting in a range. We had the huge move up. We're balancing between the low volume node that's really not even a low volume node anymore because so much sellings went on. But something else we want to look at, right? We are creating lower highs, so it's like every buying attempt isn't as strong as the attempt before. If we flood through this low, or this last area of buying, I bet we could move down even lower, because the true low volume nodes right here, right, 6012 to 6011, or way down here. So I don't really want to trade this anymore, unless I just saw a fire setup. We are selling off into this area that we had selling before. So you took 2 trades and locked out. Good shit, man. Good shit. I know. I love the lockout button, because I'm always wanting to trade. But paper trading doesn't do anything for me because I'm like, it's not money. But we're risk managers above traders. We take good setups. We don't guess. That's what we do as order flow traders. We read the book. And so even though we're in a downtrend, I was able to capitalize on a long. So like I always talk about, someone could have shorted up here, I long here, and we're both up. We're both making money. You just take the trades that you're confident in. You take the trades that you see. And if it's only 30 points on NQ, if it's only 7 points on ES, okay, you took the trade and you're proud of it because you saw that. You weren't guessing. That was the trade that you saw. And so like I want to challenge you guys not to trade just because of like everybody else is getting, because for every trade that there is, someone's going to lose, someone's going to win. So if you're in Discords, you're going to short and lose. Someone's like, oh, you guys should have taken that long. But like, you have to cut out the outside noise. You got to cut out everything else and literally just observe the tape. Nobody knows where the market's going to go more than you do. And like, that's a really important thing that you need to understand. No matter if you're a hedge fund manager, no matter if you run a huge bank, or if you're a little retail guy that paper trades, or if you're a prop firm trader like us, nobody knows more than you. Like your analysis, you guys now have the knowledge of Bookmap. You've been using it. You've all had success with it. We're all in this together. We're all here to learn. We're all here to grow. Nobody knows more than you do where the market's going to go. So you have to take the trades that you are completely certain in. And you never know if you're going to win, but you're saying, if I get stopped on this trade, it was just my analysis was wrong, but I'm happy that I took it because it was my trade. It's not because Jaron told me to. It's not because everybody on Twitter was telling me to. Like, you took it. So you got to get to that point where like you're seeing Bookmap for what it is, paired with the candlestick chart. Look, guys, it's kind of crazy. We came right back down to this little low volume area again, and we are just bouncing, but it's still supporting. It's still supporting. It's crazy. Let's go to the candlestick chart and see what's up. Yeah, oh shit, we just had a pretty big rally. Damn. I know people aren't going to be happy about that. Because I think a lot of people were kind of longing down here and got stopped out. Damn, that's tough. My brother-in-law said I'm offing myself. Good night. So yeah, it is some insane movement. It does feel like Sunday Open. I don't know why it feels like Sunday Open. Maybe it's because we didn't really trade today because of bank holiday. But yeah, I mean, I could see this being manipulation if it doesn't hold. Because like, right, there's a lot of buying right here. But like, and we broke above this trend line, let's say. But like, what if we just completely dump and then, yeah. So like, we created this little low volume node. I'd want to see it hold. If this is a true movement to the upside, if this is a true creation of upside movement, it's going to maybe come down and support this area of low volume. But if it just ran through it, I agree, Matt. It's probably just manipulation. It's probably just manipulation. And then that'd be a good short. So like that would be what I'd be eyeballing right now. What specific components do I look for besides low volume nodes? Exhaustion, absorption. Did I say FVN? Damn, I'm retarded. Low volume node, LVN, my fault. Oh, Rex did. Oh, FVN. What I was trying to say, I look for exhaustion, absorption. So like if you were shorting, like if you were looking for this on the short side, you'd say, okay, there's a lot of aggressive buying up here. The market didn't move up. Oh, okay, we tried to come back up. The market, it created more buying, but it's a lower high. And like, to me, that is exhaustion of buyers. But now we've ran through it and created a low volume node. So if this got ran through, I would say that's probably the last manipulation move before a dump. But as of right now, this move created a low volume node, and what it appears right now is we're holding it. Something else I look at, and we'll go to earlier in the session, was after the big gap up, when we're holding VWAP, we had all this selling right here, right? So we had the huge gap up. I know a lot of people were probably shorting because they want to try to catch big moves. But like, and you can see that there was a lot of people shorting with all the volume here. There's a lot of selling at this level, but it's not moving down. So I see that as these buyers are defending this price. These sellers, every time the market moves away from these sellers now, they're now underwater. And what happens if the market's an auction place and it's a relationship between buyers and sellers? Once it gets retested one more time and all these sellers, let's say their stops are above here and they get stopped out, they now have to buy back their position. So that adds more buying to the market. And that's when we see crazy expansion moves. Because everybody that gets stopped out that's selling has to buy back their position. We have a passive seller here. I'm saying, okay, what happens when we hit this passive seller? Oh shit, we hit it with more aggressive buying. Completely said, fuck those sellers. Took all their liquidity and just kept moving up too. So like you literally have to be on your feet, bro. It's like, you don't have to be biased when you're using Bookmap. It's a back and forth match. It's like, okay. Like who's on? You don't really have to be a bull or a bear. It's like who's in control right now? Where can I capitalize on this shit? Look, we came right down to that low volume node, guys. See that shit? Expansion move up, came down to the low volume node. It says we didn't clear at the 0 print, but like we did come back into this range. Buyers at 60.20 defended, buyers at 60.21 defended, sellers tried to come in real quick and we fucking rallied 8-9 points off of it. So like that one little move, buyers defended the low volume node. Now, and like you always just have to be observant of what's going on. Okay, we got another passive seller here. Oh look, okay, this is weird. We have all this buying right here, but the market's starting to move away. Are we going to come back down? Are we going to test this low volume node again? Or are we going to come hit this passive seller and then move off? So it's like when you're in a trade, these are things that you want to be aware of. Because if you entered here and maybe you see all this passive selling right here or this aggressive buying right here, but we start moving away from it, maybe you get out of the trade and you say, okay, I took 8-9 points. Now I can wait. If we come and test this low volume node again, defend it, maybe I can take another long. You don't have to go for the big plays. You can take the little trades that you're confident in. If that's your style. For me, I've found that works. I found that works for me. So like this is literally just what I'm analyzing in real time. There's a bunch of aggressive buying with a passive seller above, but we're starting to move away. We do still have a low volume node down here, another 0 print. What are we gonna do? We're gonna come back down to it. We're gonna go up here first, blow through it. That's how you observe it in real time. Do you understand? You understand, boys? You see what I mean? You see what I'm saying? Order flow. Fuck anything else. Order flow. Let's look at the candle chart. See what it's hitting for. Yeah, so we took out this high. Did we take it out on NQ? I do use SMTs. I do fuck with SMTs a lot because it is a divergence in price, and that's not an ICT concept. That's literally just a discorrelation in assets. Yeah, so there is a SMT. I really do fuck with SMTs. It's something that I keep in mind. Okay, NQ didn't take out this high. ES did. Okay. Maybe that could be the first step that we hit a little retrace, you know? But we have this low volume node right here. We know it's the low volume node because we can go to Bookmap and we can see it. We can see from 60.20 to 60.22-ish, maybe a little less, 60.19 to 60.22, there's a low volume node. Oh, look. Isn't that weird? It lines up perfectly with a fair value gap. But it's like, well, then why don't you just use a fair value gap? Because how am I supposed to know if it's selling in this fair value gap or if it's buying in this fair value gap if I can't see that on a candlestick chart? If I just see a wick, I don't know if that wick is caused by buyers stepping in, or I don't know if it's a wick caused by sellers not able to move the market down. It's a difference. If sellers can't move the market down rather than buyers moving the market up, that's a difference. And the difference is if buyers are moving the market up, that could be an exhaustion of buyers because they're putting in their efforts to move the market higher, as opposed to if it's sellers at this range. Let's go back to Bookmap. If it's sellers not able to move the market down, those sellers are now being exhausted because the buyer who created this low volume node is defending the price. They're doing all their efforts to move the market down. So when the market moves against them, what do they have to do? Buy back their position, more buying to the market, rally. So I don't think you can see that on a candlestick chart. That's why I really fuck with order flow. That's the big thing for me. You're still learning Bookmap? Yeah, dude, it's easier to me than it is than just using other concepts. It's much easier to me. I think it's a lot easier. Never had a better understanding till now. That's because if you, other than Carmine's a fantastic teacher. If you look at like the Bookmap YouTube page, not trying to be rude, it's just a bunch of old heads explaining shit and you're like, what are you talking about? What are you even saying? Like me, bro, I like to keep shit simple. There is no reason to try to overcomplicate things. Trading is already hard mentally. It's already like a lot. It's a lot. Why would you want to have a strategy that's a lot? Now we're seeing selling in this low volume node. When price is consolidating for a period of time, what do you look for in a breakout or breakdown? I want that breakout or breakdown out of the area of consolidation, which is normally the point of control to create a low volume node. Because, if it doesn't create a low volume node, but it's like a bunch of aggressive buying out of a range or like a bunch of aggressive selling out of a range, but it has like no follow through and didn't actually create that, I see that as probable like manipulation. That's probably manipulation, because if you don't understand Bookmap very well, and then you like, let's say we just saw like a bunch of green bubble like right here, like big fat aggressive buying, but then it like immediately reversed, like everybody that initially saw that probably bought. But not us. We're patient. We wait. We know what we look for. And it's like, that's why I feel like I'm repetitive. I feel like I'm like, everyone's like, you say the same shit. It's because I don't have to add more to my shit. Low volume nodes, exhaustion, absorption, effort versus reward, supply, demand, support, resistance. That's it. You're up 4K across 2 accounts in a week. Matt, dude, you're a fucking demon, bro. You are a demon, sir. I'm telling you, that is better than getting a payout, is seeing you guys. I swear to God, seeing you guys win is way cooler than anything else. That to me is, that's the best shit ever, man. That shit makes me happy. That shit makes me happy, brother. What's up? What's up, Jay? I can't see your streamer mode because I'm recording this. You joined in a little late. That's okay. It's being recorded. I will post it in educational content after this. So we're literally just analyzing Bookmap in real time. Analyzed my my trades from earlier and how price is kind of acting right now. Let's see if NQ looks any different. Damn. Oh shit. Oh, NQ is rallying a lot more than ES, huh? Oh, motherfucker. Is NQ just blasting? Oh, maybe not. I don't know why it looked like a lot crazier on Bookmap. My fault. I'm just like freaking out. J-Butt, what's up, dude? We're up $400. Took 7 trades, 5 of them were break even. But I'm recording this, kind of explained why my trades worked, why I got stopped out from being stupid, how I could have done better. But like all the ideas played out perfectly. Literally all the ideas were amazing. And now we're just watching the charts in real time. Guys, why did that look so much crazier on Bookmap than what the charts are showing? Yeah, my stops are just too tight. But yeah, I think there's some sauce here, Jay, but I will be posting this once it's done. But yeah, so guys, we had this initial move up. After this downtrend, buyers broke out, created this low volume node. We see sellers now selling in this area. If we look at the delta at 60.21, there's more selling going on in this range. We still never filled 60.20 to the, looks like we got awfully close, but never filled that low volume node. But it looks like buyers are still defending this price pretty good. So still supporting. Yeah, absolutely. Because it can, well, and even if it's like stopping out people, it's just stopping out impatience. There's a lot of times that like there's a move that happens and maybe you hesitate and you miss and you're like, I wish I would have taken that move. But then 5 minutes later, the actual better setup comes. You know what I mean? There's always, I think there's nothing ever wrong with being more patient. I don't think there's anything wrong with being more patient. Am I stupid? There we go. So in this case, would you then only be bearish if we break the LVN and retest it? Yeah, I mean, for sure, right? We know that we have the SMT, so we have the SMT in mind, but for me, we broke out past this high with aggressive buying. The aggressive buying created a low volume node. We've now defended this low volume node 3 times. We've now defended it 3 times. The POC is just the point of control. It's where the most volume is transacted. So like you got low volume nodes and then call it a high volume node. And high volume nodes, the POC, you just want to use that as extra confirmation, as like that should act as an area of support or resistance, support in an uptrend, resistance in a downtrend. It should support price because it's usually an area of consolidation. So like if we're in an uptrend creating consolidation, then we break out above it, continuing the trend. If it pulls back to the POC, if it pulls back to this area of high volume, now that area should support price. And if it broke through, you could say, okay, now every buying attempt there probably failed, and then you could capitalize on shorts off of it. This market is moving very weird right now, guys. It's NQ looks crazy. We had this push up. I mean, this, you want to talk about manipulation? Let's look at NQ. We had the push up, which created an area of low volume. Price quickly pulled back into it with a lot of selling. And so people might have been like, oh, we have all this selling going on. It immediately got bought back up. Like literally in 10 seconds. In 10 seconds, it got bought back up in a low volume node after a breakout. Now it's holding. It keeps getting pulled back into. Like for me right now, we're above VWAP too. So our VWAP strat's cooking. Our VWAP strat, hey, the VWAP strat freaking cooks, man. And I promise you, I've not seen that anywhere else. I didn't make it up. I didn't invent that. But like, I haven't seen anybody talk about it just with 5 minutes. That shit cooks. That's kind of nice. I'm gonna have to coin that shit. I don't know how. Another thing I messed up is not being confident in missing my entry and then still trying to get into the trade. And then, yeah, exactly. You can't chase your entries. You just gotta wait. And I know that's easy to say. It's so hard to do. I understand. Trust me. When I got stopped out, yes. When I got stopped out here, bro, and then it rallied every time, every second that I saw the market keep moving up, I was like, I want a long, but I knew my risk to reward would be skewed. And this is something else that you guys need to keep in mind. Your trade idea has to make sense. Your entry has to make sense, but like your risk to reward also has to make sense. So if those 3 things don't make sense, it doesn't matter if you think your entry is good, and it doesn't matter if you think your trade idea is good. If your risk to reward doesn't make sense, you cannot take the trade. You can't take the trade, bro. You can't. It's not worth it at that point. Because if I entered here, my stop would have had to be all the way down here. And to me, I didn't know if that move would keep going up. I didn't know. My risk to reward would have sucked. And so I couldn't take it. So I shorted the highs because I saw the exhaustion targeting the POC that we eventually consolidated in. And now we've rallied off of it. So like every idea that's played out in real time has happened. How do you incorporate it into trading the POC? I use it as an area of support or resistance. Or did we just create an uptrend and now we are starting to move down off of it and the POCs may be aligned with close to VWAP, or it's close to some other high time frame area or like key level that we have in mind. That could be a target. That could be something that we target as our take profit. Or if, and there's a lot of examples that we can use, if we're in a like kind of a consolidation range, we have a huge sell-off and then price pulls up, but it keeps rejecting right off of the POC, which happened yesterday at FOMC. We literally kept coming up to the POC and VWAP, aggressive buying at that range, but we literally couldn't break out above it. So you could have shorted that because it happened like 3 different times. We kept coming up to the POC, aggressive buying at it, couldn't break above it. So you just use it as, are we able to break above it? If we're not, shorts, and then if we can't break below it on on shorting, like when the market's trying to move lower, but buyers are supporting that price, that could be extra confirmation to go long. It's not like the POC is like the most important thing, but when you stack all these things together, and now you have a complete formula of order flow, and you're using all these tools, VWAP, POC, exhaustion, absorption, low volume nodes, all these things together, now you have a really good strat. Gotta go have a good night. Yeah, have a good night, bro. Go enjoy your night. This will be posted. We'll do it again 3-4 times a week just for you guys. Just for Preem. You guys want to win. And good job tonight. Good, Matt. Fucking good job, bro. I'm proud as fuck of you. You are killing it. You're killing it, bro. Legit. It's fucking awesome to see. Third account will be used tomorrow. I don't know about you. I trade better when I have more than one Express account. If I got 3 or 4, like I trade better, I feel better. Like I feel much better when I have 3 or 4 Express accounts because I have one for each session, have one that you size heavier on, have one that you're like, this is my bill money account. I'm literally just gonna get my winning days and stop. This one is literally, or this is gonna pay for all my combines. This is gonna pay for my activation fees. Like this is my bill money. This is a higher risk to reward account. This is my Asia session account. Like, have different accounts for different trading ideas and shit. Like it's really cool. That's what you've been doing. You got 1 Express and then blew it. Now I've got 2, trying to get a 3rd. But yeah, hey, it's fine, dude. It's a long game. You're in it for the long game. My first 4 Express accounts, I blew immediately. You know what I mean? So, and I'm laughing about it because blowing accounts has literally made me numb to this shit. I'm so numb to it. Because the money's not real till it's in your bank account. It doesn't matter how fat, it doesn't matter how much you run up a fucking Express account. It's not real money, not until it hits your bank account. So, other than that, I mean, you have to be so consistent with this shit. I don't trade micros ever, bro. I trade minis. If it's ES, I'll do 2 or 3. If it's NQ, I'll do 1. Because NQ is weighted a lot heavier. So the price moves a lot different. 1 mini on ES will make you a lot more money than 1 mini on NQ. Or no, sorry. 1 mini on NQ will make you a lot more than 1 mini on ES. So let's look at Bookmap. We're pulling up yet again. Now what I'm seeing is there's a lot of buying, but we're not really moving up. So if we broke through this low volume node, there's not much defending us between now going to this next support zone. If we broke through that, there's a lot going on here, guys. There is a lot of low volume below us. So if trends don't go on forever. So if this area broke, shorts could cook. Shorts really could. We still have Still have an SMT too. We do still have an SMT. You don't trade micros, it doesn't do it. Right, bro, do you know how, like, it's crazy. These motherfuckers will catch 200-point bangers and only make like $300 off of it. For me, let me catch a 30-point move with 2 minis and I just made 4 times as much money as you for a lot less work. If your risk to reward makes sense, you can trade like that. And like, that's how I like to trade. I don't need the whole pie. Just give me, exactly. I don't want to have to be that right. I don't want to have to be in a trade for 3 hours and like catch a whole move just to make a quarter of my combine. No. I'm just talking about me. Like, everybody has their own shit. I'm not shitting on anything. That for me, that just did not work. Yeah, 5 minis on a fucking combine? Yeah. Now, I only traded 3 on FOMC because when the movements are that crazy, you don't need 5 minis. You don't need 5 minis on a volatile ass day. 2-3 minis is fine when we're literally making 100-point candles. Like, Jay, but you may have not been trading then, I don't think. But back in April, bro, in fucking April, the candlesticks for like 2 weeks were like 100-point candlesticks, dog. Like 1 minute candles were like 50 points. It was so fucking volatile. April price action will remain with me forever. And I know you guys that trade, I know you know what I'm talking about. April price action was fucking wicked. So like, then you gotta size lower. You have to. Yeah, 2 minis during FOMC is crazy. I only did it on a combine. I literally didn't trade the express that day. But yeah, like, guys, this is how we just analyze it in real time. What the fuck? We're just hanging out in this low volume area. Yeah, and that's okay. No position is a position. Like, Barron, who is wildly successful in trading, doesn't trade FOMC days. So it's like, if everybody's trading FOMC, but then like some of the most successful people aren't trading it, it's okay. I know some of you fuckers were trading today, and that's not a problem. I hope you won if you did trade. I didn't even look at the charts this morning. I slept in and I went and worked out and I got some other shit done. I'm working on a crazy ass YouTube video for you guys that Eric wrote up for me. Like, I don't know if you guys see this, but like, like, bro, I got a dude, Eric is the man, bro. He is. We're still just kind of hanging out in this low volume node. We broke out above it again, just a little bit, pulled back in. Like, for me, this is kind of a crazy little trade. I don't know. I'm glad I caught my dubs. Once again, we have a lot of buying, but then now it's immediately getting inversed in a low volume node. Like, that's not clear. That's not clean to me. You couldn't trade today because you're still waiting on an email to come in for your funded? What do you mean? On Top Step, on their new dashboard? I think this shit gets inversed, guys. I don't know. Now it looks like all the buying attempts inside the low volume node are kind of failing. I bet this shit gets inversed. For real. Damn. Yeah, and to be honest with you, I don't know if I've never had to talk to Top Step support. I don't know how good they are. Yeah, that is really annoying. Yeah, I mean they're the best. They're the best prop firm, so I can imagine they're really great. I've just never had to talk to them. We're just hanging out here. Ooh. My sign to enter along is that low volume node, like the one that I entered down here, because we tested it so many times, kept having upper wicks, and so I caught a little scalp off of it. It actually ended up playing out more, but I also, you got to look at it kind of objectively, and I'm saying this low volume area is making a lot of aggressive buying attempts out of it, but they're failing. They're not really moving the market higher. So it's like you can kind of you can't guess, but it's like this doesn't look as strong of a low volume node to me, because all this buying movement out of the low volume node isn't having any upside follow through. Because like we had all this aggressive buying right here, and then it immediately got reversed inside of a low volume node. So I wouldn't want to trade this at all until there's a breakout move one way or the other. Are you guys taking any trades right now? Still looking for the first funded? What I would do is buy a Top Step combine and understand that it's not real money. And so if you feel nerves, it's not real money. It's $50. That was big for me, because I think a lot of traders tell you, of like famous traders, they're like, or like these social media guys are like, trade your combine like you trade your Express account. I don't agree with that, because it's not real money. So it doesn't matter how good you trade your Express or your combine, because you're not going to get paid for it. That's how I see it personally. So I would identify your setup, and you need to get used to trading with size, because then when you get used to trading with size and you size down on your Express account, like you should do, you should size down on your Express account. You're not going to feel overwhelmed, because you've been trading with a couple minis. Now you go to maybe one mini or 5 micros. Now it feels like, oh wow, I can afford to, lose a lot more, be wrong more, whatever. I think you should try to pass it as quick as possible. That may not be the right thing to say, but that's what I do. Personally, that's what I do. Try to pass it. And understand that if you lose your combine, that's okay. I've blown probably more combines. I've blown probably more Express accounts than you've bought combines. It's a numbers game. If you buy 10 combines, and let's say you only pass 3 of them. Let's say you only pass 3. That's worst case scenario. You should pass 4, 5, 6. Let's say you only pass 3 of them. Now let's say you blow 2 of them. You only have to make $1,500 on one combine, take a payout of $750. You just made all your money back. It's a numbers game, guys. You had a combine for 3 months, dude? What? You paid more on that combine than what it was worth, because you had to keep paying your monthly fee. You could have bought 4 combines. That's crazy. That's crazy. We have inversed that low volume node on ES and now on NQ. So Dude, my first three fundeds, I've been stupid too, bro. I've made some dumbass decisions. We're not gonna sit here and act like I haven't. Yeah, I mean, I think this would be like I think shorts would probably cook. I mean, there's just a lot of failed buying on the breakout with an SMT. And we've inversed the low volume node. I don't know. Doesn't look as good. For a payout, should I do a payout ASAP or wait to get around 4 to 5K? Have you ever gotten a payout before? Because if you've never gotten a payout, or like, I firmly believe in taking the payout. Take it. Make the money real. It's not real money until it hits your bank account. If you've never gotten a payout or you maybe haven't gotten a lot, like, take the withdrawal, man. Like, take it. Make the money real. Be proud of yourself. You guys have put a lot of work into trading. You've spent a lot of time on this shit. Like, you've spent all your money probably on it. I did. I spent everything I had. Like, when I joined Barron's mentorship, I didn't have a lot of money like that, but I knew I already didn't have a lot of money. And so if this doesn't work, I'm pretty much in the same position. If it does work, now I've learned a life-changing skill that I can now print money at ease. So it's like you've spent a lot of time and days and lost sleep and so much work to this that your family and your friends probably don't understand, and they think you're crazy because you're just day trading, and they probably call you like you're wild and you're unrealistic. Fuck it. Show them. Show yourself. Get the payout. Make it real. You put a lot of work in. You had 100 for minimum loss limit, and then sitting there, hope you'd return. Damn, for 4 months, you had 3 combines, bro. Damn, bro. It happens. The wrong people tell you the wrong shit. All these fucking traders tell you to fucking... Oh, Express accounts. Wait, you had to pay for them for 4 months? I thought once you had an Express, you don't have to pay the fee on it anymore. I thought once you pay the $150, there's not a fee on it anymore. You were getting charged? They were not supposed to be charging you. Once you pay the activation fee, they should not be charging you. The fuck? Yeah, dude, no. It says that on the activation fee. It literally says once you pay that you're not going to get a monthly charge anymore. You're not going to get a rebill. For the past week, you've been on your desk for hours and your parents think you're crazy. Yeah. You have to be crazy to stare at candlesticks all day and bubbles and be like, this is the coolest shit ever. You got to be a little crazy, bro. That's fine. Let them think you're crazy. Because they could say you're wrong for a month and they're going to be right. They're going to say you could be wrong for 6 months and they're still probably right. They could say you're not making any money and for 2 years they might still be right. But they're thinking on the short term and you're thinking on the long term because you're wanting to do this for life. And so maybe 3 years down the road, 2 years down the road, 5 years down the road, it pays off. And you're making stupid money because you've conquered yourself, because you know how to trade. You know how to trade. And so all it takes is you conquering yourself and doing the shit that you're supposed to do. And then you say, who's wrong now? It did pay off. So if people aren't telling you that you're crazy and you're doing something wrong, you're probably not working hard enough. They don't understand it. And you know that if you were to quit this shit because you've seen what it can do for people and you've seen what it can do for you, you'd feel like a failure and you would feel like you've lost yourself. I feel like once you start trading, you can't really give it up. Once you like really get into it and like you understand it, like I feel like you can't stop. Once you get into trading, I think it's game over. I think it's got a chokehold on you. You never see anything the same again. We inverse this low volume node. It's not even really a low volume node anymore. We're reclaiming back above, maybe. Yeah, I wouldn't trade this shit. Hell no. Okay. I'm going to go eat, guys. I'm not going to look at the charts anymore tonight. I think we did this for about an hour. We're going to do these a lot more. Okay. Yeah, come on stage real quick, bro. Come on with it. Did you mean to? Oh, okay. All good. I'm going to get this uploaded tonight. We're going to do this a lot more. Analyze price action in real time. Go over my trades from the day. And then, yeah, we'll keep making this shit happen. I can't wait to see this shit grow. Thank you guys for devoting yourself and to trusting me to make you just a little bit better at trading. I want to see every single one of you win, and I know you will when you stick with this because it's order flow that's going to change our lives. So, love you guys. Congratulations. Keep it up. Like, keep fucking moving forward. And I can't wait for us all to eat together. Keep winning. So, see ya.